got a hand-me-down dog. I keep a second-hand cat. We all live together in a one-room run-down flat. I drive a Nash Rambler car. It never goes very far. I drink my pint of old granddad from an old green mason jar. But I got a brand new girlfriend. She's my brand new girl. And I'm sitting on top of the world, 'cause I got a brand new girl. She blows her money like a whirlwind. I got a brand new girlfriend. She drives a shiny new car. I wear shiny old slacks. She's got the fresh ideas. I spout threadbare, worn out facts. But she's my girlfriend. She's my brand new girl. And I'm sitting on top of the world, 'cause I got a brand new girl. She blows her money like a whirlwind. I got a brand new girlfriend. She say it's not about the money, it's all about my love. The friends say it just looks funny. What's the girl thinking? What's the girl thinking? What's the girl thinking of? She's my girlfriend. She's my brand new girl. And I'm sitting on top of the world, 'cause I got a brand new girl. She blows her money like a whirlwind. I got a brand new girlfriend. I got a brand new girlfriend. I got a brand new girlfriend.
Howdy there. Welcome to the stream. So we're doing something a little different today. As you saw probably last time, if you're watching, we did a little bit of play around with the Apple II. Specifically, we're playing Tactics. And I've been messing with it since, because essentially I got a drive fix on it so I could finally start playing with software. So I wanted to take some time and look at a couple more titles for the Apple II. I have no guarantees on my ability to play them because, one, I don't have a joystick right now, and then secondly, I don't have the manuals for the games that we're going to look at. But I figure run them, play around with them a little bit, and see what we can find out, and if I learn a couple things, then great. But before we get started with the game, I wanted to start with a demo. So that's one thing that's nice about some of these old computers is that you can often find demo scene software. Now you can see by the data, and this one's a bit of a newer one. But either way, it'll be something different. That's kind of what I like about these. Now, it's currently the case that I lack a sound card. So this is going to be all just beeps and stuff from the system itself. You're not going to get any music. But I do have a couple of sound cards on the way, and then once those are installed, and maybe I'll make some video content about putting those together. I don't know yet. But once we get that, then that'll probably start making an appearance as well. So for this demo, essentially it will play music if it's on here, or if you have speakers, which I don't. And it has a couple 3D demos. So let's go ahead and check that out. And what we've got on the capture is a split of the composite video signal. So I'm using a monochromatic green phosphorus monitor just because that's what came with my Apple II, and I kind of dig the sharpness of the image. But what's on the capture here is obviously a color composite signal, so you'll see some of the color mixing and some of the places where the Apple II will do its own coloring, because it did its own hacks around the composite video signal to make colors happen based off signal artifacts. But yeah, we start with a simple wireframe, which is kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of Elite. Hey Doc, welcome to the stream. So yeah, what we're looking at here is a demo from a demo scene that I downloaded, because I figured we'd start with that and then we'd work our way to a game or two. And one thing that's kind of cool is like you see in that blue and red image on your screen with that ship. On mine, it's just essentially various kinds of dithering going across green phosphorus. And probably about the only thing that's really wrong with my monitor right now is I think the brightness knob needs cleaned, because it seems to have a lot of noise when I adjust it, and I have to kind of fiddle with it to get the actual brightness out of it, otherwise it'll default to a very low value. Excuse me. So probably contact cleaner's all that needs. But yeah. Look at that, Doc. 3D graphics on the Apple II. Oh my goodness. And there are a variety of ways I could accelerate this. Like I can get a 13 megahertz accelerator card. Yeah. So the way color works on the Apple II is I don't understand. I didn't look at it that hard, but there's some deliberate artifacting in the composite video signal happening to cause color. Like that's why in a lot of these Apple II games that are being captured over color composite, you'll see this weird coloring of the text, and it seems slightly fuzzy. That's because of that. But on a monochromatic monitor, which is what most Apple IIs, like I'm not talking about the GSs or any of the actual color computers, but like your standard stock Apple II, Apple IIe, those guys, they use a monochromatic monitor. And because I believe it's just taking the luminance out of the signal, not any of the color data, it's actually a really sharp image. It looks really good. But it looks really good in one color. So that's the trade-off you end up making. And just so happens, the thing we're using to capture here is capturing a color composite, so you get to see the color stuff, like there with this blue ship. But yeah, so that's one, and then there's another demo in here as well. We'll load that real quick. So yeah, so there's another example of color, and on mine, I don't think I have enough slack. Otherwise, I'd show you. But essentially, it looks like just dithered lines where there should be color, but all the shapes and everything are still there. But the two sound cards that I've ordered, one of them is a reproduction of the Mockingbird, which is a classic sound card that a lot of Apple IIs had. Because there's no there's no like Apple Computers sound card. There's just a bunch of third-party expansion cards. So one of them is a Mockingbird, and the other one, I'm gonna have to look it up super quick here. Come on. It's supposed to support more audio voices, but it also has backwards compatibility or also has a mode, I guess. I shouldn't say backwards compatibility. It has compatibility with Mockingbird. I got both because I was kind of curious if there are going to be any differences, because the Mockingbird Repro is supposed to be using the expected Yamaha sound chip, and I don't know what the phaser uses. They're both kits, which I'm going to treat it as like a little bit like, oh, I got a puzzle, I'll put the puzzle together. But it's like, I'm going to assemble my sound cards. That is kind of, yeah, it saves me $20 per card, but it also will be just a fun little activity. I can put some of my Apple II together myself. As for the drives, I've not had to calibrate them, thankfully. Drive 2 has just worked since I've owned it. Drive 1 originally had problems. I didn't know what they were. I didn't really do much digging into it. But I saw another Drive 1 for sale on Facebook a couple days ago, so I'm like, I'll just buy it. The dude said it worked. I plugged it in. I've been writing discs in one drive and reading them in the other, so they both work fine and can read each other's discs. So no, I haven't had to do any of that stuff. My understanding is if I had to, it would be... kind of the three common problems I'm aware of are cleaning the heads, replacing the belt that drives the motor that spins the actual floppy magnetic platter, and then adjusting a potentiometer to adjust the spin speed of the discs. So I haven't had to do any maintenance on it, which is nice. They don't look like they're that hard, and I've actually seen some software that will tell you what rate it's spinning at. So the old way you'd have to adjust those is similar to like a record player. There's a wedged wheel that, when viewed in low light and spinning at proper speed, your eye looking at it will look like the wedge is sitting still and not spinning. So you're supposed to kind of use that to optically adjust and calibrate. And that all sounded like a pain in the butt, so I'd rather not. Yeah, I think you and I saw the same video. Yeah, so anyway, this was the demo. Let me reach behind here and grab a couple of games I got. So this demo I ended up writing on the B side of a diagnostics disc that I downloaded just so I could have it. Like a contest keyboard and CPU and some other stuff. So let's go ahead and start with Auto Duel. Do a software restart. Also, if you notice the notches on both sides here, all my discs are set up to look like single-sided. That's cool. All my discs are set to look like single-sided, where only, you might be able to see it easier with this, where only one of these notches is cut out, not the other one. And when the notch is cut out, it tells the disk drive that these are actually writable. But there's magnetic material on both sides. Oh, well, we're not playing this because I don't have a joystick. Neat. But anyway, it's something that people who use these computers a lot do a lot of, like cutting notches out of discs just to be able to write on both sides of the disc. I learned a thing. I got to do it. They have like tools you can use to actually stamp out the notches. I was just using a pair of scissors. Well, I've ordered a joystick, but I don't have one yet, so We're not playing this one. Womp womp. I was kind of hoping to at least do a little bit of this. Of an auto duel, but... Whatever. Okay. So instead I'm using a completely legitimate version of Elite that I have. Yep. Super legit. Hey, look, a spinning 3D model on the Apple II. You haven't seen that before. Oh my god. Okay. So, we're currently at that space station. So, I don't have the controls to Elite. But, I have the controls to Elite for different computers. And we're going to see how far we can get with that. Let's see now. Yeah, one thing I'd give credit to the Apple II community for is there's a lot of hardware hacking with it. People build their own stuff in it a lot. For me, I don't feel like doing that, so I end up just buying one. I can't find that image I downloaded. Look at me, I'm prepared. Okay, so if I remember correctly, when you're docked, there's stuff you can do. There's navigational controls and spaceflight controls. I don't know what the difference are between those two statements. If I hit 4. Hey, that works. So I have 200 credits. So I can buy a missile. I have 100 credits. Okay. So Q brings up inventory. Use the escape capsule when we're in space combat, so we should keep that in mind. We'll enter his inventory on this sheet. Should hit R. Well, we're launched now. Okay. Spaceflight X. Okay. So none of that is doing anything. What I'm fearful of is that I'm going to have to do joystick for this as well. I don't know yet. Okay. Can I fake something? M and N. We're just gonna start playing with things. Oh, question mark reduces my speed. Okay, we're learning things. I'm gonna note this stuff down. Okay, let's go. This is how we science here, gang. We just hit buttons until it works. Let's see. Let's go ahead. No. Sorry, I'm starting notes real quick so that way as I'm figuring this out I don't forget. This is we're on flight. I assume RL is radio rotation. That didn't sound good. Don't shoot me yet, guys. I'm still figuring out how to play. Do a barrel roll. It's amazing the lack of documentation on the Apple II version of Elite. Okay, so we got those. There's arrow keys on this thing and they do nothing. Okay, we got some view changes. Well, I got shot. Neat. Let's see. We're docked. One launches the ship. And I think we learned that This might match the documentation, actually. First to equip our ship. To allow spy cargo. Yep. Raise to sell cargo. Cool. That doesn't give me my galactic chart. I'm looking at what other trading controls there are here. Oh, it doesn't do anything for me. Ah, 5 is the galactic chart there. Awesome. Who needs instructions? Is the local cluster chart. Awesome. That gives us the data on the system. Eight gives us our market prices. So essentially I'm going down the line of what was the trading controls. And it went 1 through 4, then switched to letters. So I was like, what if we just keep going with numbers? And there's our status page. Awesome. And there's our inventory. So I'm assuming that like the design of the game hasn't changed, just all the controls are different. So some of these going to do while docked. So like you can only launch from the ship or launch your ship while you're docked. And same thing with buying and selling cargo. Obviously, your ship. And there's a find planet. I don't know how to do that. Okay, escape quits. We learned that. So I've exhausted all the other keys on the keyboard. That is all the stuff I can do from here. Wait, you found stuff? Okay, you just need to pause the game and press. I mean, I assume there was joystick support for the Apple II because the Apple II has a joystick. So you're saying that by default, the Apple II will not use joystick controls. Because I do not have a joystick, going with the keyboard is what we want to do right now. Okay. Well, I figured out as much as I can, at least about while we're docked, and we got most of those in, so we can buy and sell cargo if we want. So let's launch. And let's start doing stuff with this. Spacebar increases my speed. Okay. 2 gives us a rear view. Three is our left view. Four is our right view. That makes sense. Five is still our galactic chart. 6 price to be local cluster. Yep. That's our data. Higher market prices. My status. Okay. Oh, I froze the game. Okay, so there's your talking about what Plus and Friends do. Hey, we got blown up again. Then oh my god. Excellent. Yeah, let me see what we got there. Now I've already figured out so much. I have this manual. This is not the Apple manual. I don't think it is anyway. It gives credit to Acorn Soft, which would make sense if it was the BBC manual. So I'm going to decrease speed, not going to increase speed. Now we are booking. I assume that green dot to our rear is bad guy. I don't yet know how to do other things. Also, I'm looking for. I already did those. I think I'm burning through my fuel. Yeah. Firebird published for a lot of different places. Like, I already have that on my hard drive. The way they set up this thing is obnoxious. I mean, if you look at 00-01, like, it says Acorn Soft right there, and that's the publisher. Let me look, though, at what you sent again and see, double check. Yeah, that is the same one. I mean, I can start just flipping through these pages until I find something, but like, if you look at the keyboard they have listed, that's not the same keyboard I have. Like, they reference F keys and stuff. And that's because it's just a different computer. So I don't know yet how to fire weapons. And I don't know how to change directions. It's the kind of things I'm missing. So we'll slow down. Of course, there's a little bit of something. Oh, found out how to do that. All right, shift is the thing. Okay. Okay. Shift plus X. Yes. S. Let's dive. Shift plus J beeps. So, okay, I think Shift plus J and Shift plus U. Those might have been firing weapons of some sort. Because I noticed that the lower left hand, that UI changed. Yeah, like I think you can see my missiles going away from my ship. But I do not yet know how to turn. So... Lead the new kind. The different kind. Okay. So speed is still speed, like that hasn't changed at all. Is control going to affect this? Yes, it will. Not speed exactly. Wait, did I rotate myself somehow? Oh no, it's since I was rotating. Duh. Maybe... Maybe this is how I'm supposed to work. Maybe there is no... like actual turning. Maybe I'm supposed to just rotate myself along those two axes. And then that's how I do things. You know what I mean? Because if you can rotate around any two axes, like I guess I'm doing this. Like this is the camera. Sorry, it'd help if I was actually watching full camera. Like I guess I can't do this, but I can do this and this, or this and this. So that might be what we get. What'd be good is if I double checked the controls for the other platform and see if it had other controls that I'm not accounting for. Yeah, like that's it. We've got all the controls for that. I wonder if this works. Pause the game. Okay, so we figured out the basic controls. The next question is, what do we do? Trying to kind of read this map to get an idea of where we can go. Yeah, that's probably true. Against the planet. A German GIF of a control reference. Oh, neat. This will be handy because I can map this back to how other things work and maybe get somewhere with it. Okay, so we can keep that in mind. Where did you find an English one? Like, I searched for a long time to try to find an English one. Thank you, Seymour. I appreciate that. There's a unique challenge with the Apple II version of Elite where there's not a lot of resources for finding the manual and stuff. So let's see if we go to our local... Oh, I can decide we're going to go to a place. There's all these navigational controls, and I don't know how to do any of them. Right, because I was able to move that cursor. But like there's other controls here for hyperspace and intergalactic jump. Like maybe I don't have hyperspace yet. Yeah, I don't know when the navigational controls come into play. I guess that's the main thing. Like, we can go to our local. Go here even. Like, there's no hyperspace thing that's doing anything. Yeah, I don't know when you do navigation. also don't know how to dock. Oh, the freeze game and continue game on this guide are also incorrect. Neat. Kind of keep ourselves rocking just by the planet. I assume what should happen is we should eventually go by the planet. Yeah, you notice how that line's going up? It's because we've now passed under the planet. I'm pretty sure that lower left hand is still my fuel. And when it runs out, my ship's gonna blow up. I have a status, right? Oh, I have plenty of fuel left. I have no idea what that lower right hand is. Maybe that's distance to a planet? Oh, did we lose video signal? Oh, never mind. I was just not switching views. Let's look at local cluster again. I don't know where the hell I'm going. Maybe that lower left hand is a meter for how close you are to a thing. Because I remember that going down before and then I died, but I also think I was running into the planet. So Seymour, I'm curious, do you know anything about Elite? Or are you as new to this game as the rest of us at the table? I have no idea what these things mean. I probably should have read something about how the UI works. Okay. So, I mean, the basic premise of it is that it's a space trading game. Oh, so that person's a bad guy, and they're shooting me, probably till I die. There we go. But I'm sorry, as I was saying, it's a space trading game, so essentially you're supposed to be buying goods flying to different planets, and then selling those goods and making money, and then using it to upgrade your ship and get more goods. And the game is called Elite based on part of your ranking. Like, we do that. Like this screen, the status screen, it has a number of things, including your rating. And your rating is a combat rating, and it starts at harmless. And as you do more combats and win, then that will go up to mostly harmless, I think there's good, pretty good, dangerous, most dangerous, and then elite. Hence the name. So it's named after you becoming like super awesome Mr. Badass space shooter dude. So you have like a couple avenues that you can play here where you've got, just trading goods like a normal nice dude. You can trade contraband, which could get you into trouble. You can get wealth from shooting ships, as well as acclaim as a combat dude. But you can also get in trouble with the law doing those last two things, depending on what kind of ships you attack and if you get caught with the contraband. And so then the police will begin to come after you and make things harder. And from my understanding, that's basically the game. I mean, some of these controls are just different. Stuff that wasn't a number, but was a letter on some keyboards, is a number on the Apple II. So we can't hyperspace there. I was just looking to see if I could use a short-range chart to do something useful. So yeah. I think I'm going to have to sit down and actually read through one of the manuals so I understand all the mechanics and what the UI does, and then go from there. So this has been... I was kind of expecting to be able to do some auto duel, and that turned out to not be the case, so I might end up calling this stream slightly short, which kind of sucks, but I'm sorry. But sitting here on the stream watching me read a manual to figure out Elite probably isn't going to be too much fun. I'm glad we figured out some of the controls. I can move the ship. That's a win. But you got a taste of like what the game's kind of like on the Apple II. We'll be back with more Apple II at some point, because like I said, I got a joystick coming in, so that's going to make the controls a bit easier to deal with. I'll be able to play more games. And then for stuff like Elite, having an understanding of how the game works, be like, okay, let's dive in and let's actually do it. So I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll do more Apple another day. Until then, cheers.
I got a hand-me-down dog.